I'm Lily.
And I'm Emily.
And we're here with the Santa Barbara Middle School Teen Press with
Max deGruy.
Okay. So, what were you doing in the Gulf?
I was helping my dad film a little movie that he's making about the oil spill, and the whole idea with his movie is that it's not like against BP or anything. It's just trying to get to the bare facts about the oil spill and the scientific stuff about it.
What was it like to swim in the oil?
I actually didn't swim in the oil because I didn't have a camera to use that day. We only did one day of swimming in it, so I never got to go in. But apparently it wasn't that bad because the dispersants hadn't hit it, and I guess when the dispersants hit the oil, it makes it sink. So where we were, it was just all on the floating of the surface, so it wasn't too messy, I guess.
What are dispersants?
Dispersants are like these weird chemicals. I don't think BP has released the actual compound they use, but it breaks up the oil and makes it like kind of sink throughout the water, so then it doesn't show up so much, I guess.
What does it look like from above and below? Or
well, above it's just kind of like tar almost. That's what it looks like. I guess like a lot of, I don't know, when it's thickest it looks just like tar, but then when it gets on the sides you see a lot of the slick and like the shiny colorful colors in it. And then from below it's kind of pretty almost just because it's black, and then when it cracks from the waves sun shines through and it looks pretty cool.
Does it smell?
Yeah, it smells really bad. It smells like kerosene.
How does it compare to the oil we see in the water or the beach sometimes?
It's a lot thicker. Like the ones you see here, just kind of the slick. It's kind of thin, and you can just kind of stir it around and it basically goes away. But there it's like an inch thick on top of the surface. There's solid oil.
Is the oil clumped or is it spread out?
Well, it's kind of both, because when, like I said, the dispersants hit it, then it spreads around and disperses it. But when it's not, when it's just the oil, then it stays basically on the top in kind of tight, like rivers of oil on the surface that just kind of get carried around on the currents. So yeah, it's both.
What kind of cleanup did you see?
Well, on the ocean, I saw a whole bunch of boats dragging skimmers, and that just kind of picks up the oil like it sounds, skimmers. But then on the shore, there were booms, and that's just an inflatable tube that goes across, and it protects from the surface oil. And then on the beach, it was a bunch of people picking up like tar balls and stuff.
Did you see any animals affected by it?
I didn't, but I've heard it's pretty bad. Like there's an island called Dolphin Island, and the brown pelicans like to nest there. And I guess there was a big issue with them getting covered, and then their population getting dragged down because of their inability to find nesting spots this year.
Was it more different than you had expected?
Not really, because I'd seen a lot of pictures and my dad had researched it a lot before I'd gone there. So I was kind of ready to see what I saw. But the whole, like not nature, but it's like a lot bigger than I thought. I mean, I knew it was going to be big, but how many people are helping, that kind of surprised me, because they kicked out, I think, 5 businesses in a huge like office complex and put in like solid BP workers for their whole little command center. And that was impressive just because they did it in like 30 days. They turned a regular office building into a command center for their cleanup.
Did you see any fire on the ocean?
Well, I didn't see any fire, but the day we were going out on the ocean, it was a big thunderstorm, and one of the cleanup boats got hit by lightning and exploded, and I guess that started a huge fire.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is the spill improving or getting worse, do you think?
I think it's stayed the same or gotten worse, just because BP's tried to do a whole bunch of kind of ridiculous options to stop it at the bottom. Like they started cutting off the bits of broken pipe, and I guess that got messed up because they bent something, broke something, I don't know. But it's kind of the same from when it started, I guess. It's not looking much better.
Now that you've seen the spill, what worries you the most?
How long it's going to take to clean everything up, because like my dad keeps saying, they've basically got a hose filling up a pool, and until that hose gets turned off, nothing's really going to get better, just because there's oil spilling out of the ground. So it kind of worries me that they haven't tried to stop that as hard as they could. I mean, they've more just dealt with their like public image. I guess that's what they're trying the hardest right now, just fixing their image.
Is there anything that we can do to help?
Probably, I don't know, maybe just go down there and look around and see, I guess spread the word really, because I think a lot of people don't understand what it's doing. It's not just hurting the ecological stuff, it's hurting the economy down there. There's a whole bunch of businesses that are getting put out of business because they can't fish. I mean, we met a guy that had been working for 22 years on, or for this little seafood company, and he's now out of business because he can't fish. So maybe just go down there and spread the word about how everything's changing.
Okay. Is that all? Thank you.
Yeah.